kids, Mark Miller here. Welcome. Glad to have you with us. Another day of coding. We're inside Visual Studio. We've got CodeRush loaded. We're writing code. We're doing some coding for Dungeons and Dragons special effects with Fred right over there. Fred, say hi. Fred's just going to give you a thumbs up for now. We'll have him saying hi later. That's what we're working on. I think, today I'm going to be a little bit chill about where we go, what we do. I'm taking it easy today. We'll see how that works out. I kind of want to spend some time on sprinkles, but I might actually work with Fred a little bit as well. I might give him a wave, and he's got like a cutthroat kind of animation as well. I might play in that space too. I don't know. That's kind of what I'm feeling. Let me just adjust my camera a little bit. There we go. Looking good. Let's get to the main view here. You don't need to see my face so big, kids. There we go. Dropbox still, interestingly enough, taking up a lot of processor space here. That's like about a good 2 minutes after I disabled it. So I was a little late starting up today, and let's get some music going here. I anticipate that's going to drop a little later. I don't know what it is with Dropbox, but when you pause it, I often see a spike for a little bit, and I think it's just kind of cleaning up, doing whatever it's got to do so that it can resume later. That's what I suspect is happening right now. So I expect that to drop in a bit. Oh, and there's also that Razor Synapse. What are you doing in there, buddy? Gotta uninstall that. Remind myself to uninstall the Razor Synapse. Yeah, even with Dropbox taking up almost 10% of the CPU, still pretty good though, at 58%. So let's take a look at where we left off. To be honest, I don't remember too much about it because it was like last week, I think, when we were working on this, and like it feels like so much has happened since the weekend. Yesterday, I was like, I live in Costa Rica, and yesterday the Costa Rican government put an announcement out that said they're going to close the Costa Rican borders to foreigners and non-residents in 2 days. At which point I immediately sent a message out to all 4 of my kids who are still living in the States saying, hey, if you want to escape and get out of there, we will get you on a flight tomorrow to get out of there. And all 4 kids said, no thanks. We're going to hang out here. And I'm like, okay. But had to get the offer out and put that out there. Also, because of the recent border change announcement, we had to go hustle our butts to, because we're not residents yet, we get essentially 90-day visas when we come into the country. We had to hustle our butts out of the country and then come back in so we could get a passport stamp from yesterday. So we're essentially buying ourselves the time we need to be able to stay here and still be able to drive, that sort of thing legally. Now, since we did that, I think the Costa Rican government has made an announcement that said if you came in after December 17th or something like that, you get to stay automatically till May without being kicked out. I'm not sure if that has to do with driving, if that includes driving or not. But as you can see, there's been some stuff on my mind, so I can forgive myself a bit for maybe not remembering where we were. But I do remember we had this test page right over here, and we created this Show Sprinkles button. And if I do it, Sprinkles should come out. Now, Sprinkles is the Battle Unicorn. This is for the live Dungeons & Dragons stream. What we're doing on the show is we're creating a lot of special effects. It's almost like we're building a game to some degree in TypeScript and in C# with Visual Studio, CodeRush loaded inside. We're dogfooding CodeRush. And the special effects are for this, a second stream project I'm creating that is similar to the Mondays podcast that I did with Carl Franklin and Richard Campbell. So it's comedy Dungeons & Dragons with special effects, ESPN level special effects. And we're building those special effects live on the show. In fact, everything you're seeing right now is stuff we've built on the show. We built Fred, who's animated, right? Fred, what do you think about your animations, buddy? Okay. We need more, right? You got any idea what I should work on later today? Okay. So we got Fred, animated digital puppet, and we're creating a second animated digital puppet, Sprinkles the Battle Unicorn. Sprinkles is this guy. That was Sprinkles. So if I click this Show Sprinkles button, I think we're going to see him come out. There he is. So not bad. He walks out and he stops. That's kind of what we have. So we have a sequence of animations for him. However, one of the things that happened is this idle gets old after a while. And I want to kind of build some intelligence, I think, down in the TypeScript, down in the TypeScript level. I want to do that. So, hold on, I'm just adjusting my desk just a little bit here. So I think I'm going to we'll work on that a little bit. I also don't want him to walk out so far. Hold on, I'm looking at a breakpoint. Guess who is in lockdown? Pudding. I'm at a breakpoint, Pudding. I've intercepted your interception of my show. Let's just run it. Let's change the X position, make it a little higher, 2000. And let's run it. Clear that. And now Pudding gets to interrupt the show. Oh, man. Thought I got it. Pudding, welcome. Waited for the breakpoint to do it. Yep.
Genesis 7, where are you?
Genesis 7's here, kids. Ooh, that guy. I think he's got coronavirus. Get that guy. Get him. Oh, here.
I have.
There we go. We single-handedly defeated the virus in virtual space. So, welcome, kids. Glad to have you with us. So you guys are, I figure you're in lockdown today. Let us know where you guys are if you don't mind sharing that detail. Where are you in lockdown? What are you doing? Welcome. If you're inside, you're away from people right now, you're doing your part in keeping this thing at bay, flattening the curve. I'm doing okay. As usual, it's chaotic stuff. I had to do a late night run with my kids to the border last night to get new stamps on our passports so we could stay here because Costa Rica is about to lock down its border. So it was like, oh, and we're not, locals, so they're going to kick us out, and we need a recent passport stamp so we can at least ride this out for at least another 90 days. So yeah, the world is getting a little crazy. I was on the verge of rescuing all 4 of my kids from the States and bringing them over here because I thought the government's response here seems to be more on top of it than it is in the States. In the States, I think you're going to have hotspots blowing up just like in Lombardy, Italy. And Codebase Alpha's with us. Kids, follow Codebase Alpha if you're not doing that already. Check out his show. Yeah, it's the CBA dance. Codebase Alpha. Pudding says, I have to admit, it's probably one of the best government reactions we've had. Finland borders to go closed for people, but laws set in all how it works. Since our health services are worse than terrible, our president decided it was better to force everyone into isolation. That's Peruvian. So Pudding says he's Peruvian, the whole country in lockdown for 15 days. Yeah, well, yeah, the other thing though is that even if your health services are good, it's not going to take long to overwhelm them. So you have to shut it down. Frackberg's here. Frackberg, I'm underwater, Frackberg. Look out, Frackberg. Hey, Frackberg, welcome. Never mind. Please miss. Never mind. Why you do this? Yeah, mind that iceberg. Oh, come on, Frackberg. Pull up. Everybody's saying pull up, pull up. So, yeah, I'm just discussing, COVID-19. How the world is, changing rapidly. As a parent of kids, one of the things I got to do is I got to, check in with the kids, make sure they're handling it and all that. And so, I just one of my, I've got a daughter who's an extrovert and she's a dancer and she's not able to dance. She's not able to get outside, and it's kind of, I can see it's super sad for her. And I've got a son who is, by contrast, is an introvert. He loves researching and loves being at home with his family. So my son is handling it very well. My daughter, I got to check in with her. She heard yesterday that one of her brothers might be saying yes to our offer to fly him out, get him out of the States, bring him over to Costa Rica. And just this morning before the show, she's like, is he coming? And I was like, no, we decided to stay. And so she was like, like this. And so I was like, come here, let me give you a hug. So I was a few minutes late for a hug this morning. But yeah, I feel like, look, we got to take care of everything, right? We got to take care of our families. We got to take care of, the chaos and adjust to the new reality. And we got to take care of each other, right? In whatever ways we can. And I think in doing so, you not only avoid doing harm, but you do good in the world, right? And I think it's a beautiful thing. And so one of my wife's friends, his name is Zach, and he lives in Florida. And today he was going around, his mom is in a kind of an old folks community, and he went around the community knocking on doors and then backing away, and they'd open the door and he'd say, look, I left you some toilet paper and some hand sanitizer, and I scrubbed them all down, don't worry, they're all clean, and we go on to the next house, right? So this kind of thing of doing these, this is the time where I think true character comes out, right? When everything is changing, right? So anyway, that's it. So I'm glad you guys are with us today. If you guys are working through any particular thing, and you want to share it, go ahead and share it in the chat room. And we will, do our best to take care of each other here too. And in the meanwhile, I'm going to try and get this guy animating moving. That's what I'm going to try and do. Frackberg says, I'm telling you, it's good aim, not bad aim. Just let's see you try to hit an iceberg in Mach 10. He's got a point, people. We keep saying pull up, but he's hitting that iceberg. It's really a challenge. Jenny says, Frackberg, when you are not hitting the iceberg, or are you just pushing it to avoid chaos? Pushing it to avoid chaos would be more likely. The Iceberg Moving Company is so don't hit it though. Hit to it. Right, whoops. Hold on. That's our previously bit right there. By the way, so news on the other stream, the stream at twitch.tv/dragonnumbers. We were going to go live on Sunday night, but I got a message on Friday, I think, from our dungeon master who lives in New York, that he got sick, really sick, and his parents were going to come take him out of the school, the university where he was, I guess, living in a dorm or something like that. So, our thoughts are with that guy and with him, and we hope he gets better soon, and we hope we're going to be able to go live at some point in the future. So, but I understand the importance of everything, keeping everybody safe. So, that's of course the priority. Okay, let's look at this guy. Yeah, feels a little bit sad. Yeah, it is. I think it's fair. Jetson's with us. Jetson. I feel like if we had unlimited resources, we would have a viewer battle or dance off or something along those lines. That's kind of what I'm thinking, right? Where Jetson would go against Frackberg. We've talked about this a little bit in the past. Dance battle! Something like that. I don't know. I think it's a good idea. What do you think, Mr. Announcer Guy? Maybe not. All right. So, Fred, what do you think about a dance battle, buddy? You're always up for dancing. That's right. All right. Cool. All right. So let's figure this guy out. I've got just one button up here. I think it might be good to add more buttons now to kind of like move him forward, backwards, that sort of thing, and see if we can get that going. Also, I think if he's an idle, right now he's just looping this one idle animation again and again. And it doesn't take long to look at this thing and be like, ugh, God. Get Fred to do the mashed potato. I think we actually have that recorded. And I haven't turned it into an animation yet, but we recorded animations, I think last weekend or the weekend before. A new set of them. Yeah, I think it was the weekend before. And so we have them. We just haven't, I haven't added them yet. I haven't exported them, cropped them out, green screen, done all that stuff on it. But those animations are there. And so we're going to, our intention is to give Fred a whole many more animations. And then also, I think, give control, at least on this show, of Fred. So you guys can make Fred do different things. So we've got show sprinkles here. I think let's add some buttons here. So we're going into like you know, I'm like an ad for Visual Studio's XAML hot reload and edit and continue, because you can't make me say anything bad about it. And we're going to go into XAML hot reload right now, and we're going to add more buttons. We're going to go find that show sprinkles. Show sprinkles. There it is right there. We're going to add some more buttons, because why not? We can do it while we're running. The XAML hot reload is like the best feature in the world ever written by a developer. We're going to call this button test walk left, I think. And let's say walk left. Fred, is that Rhino good to be your new travel way? So hop to it and ride. All right, there's my walk left button. I'm going to clear that for now. Can I do a click that's empty? I think I get an error. I might have to take that out in a second here. As I recall, that is a potential problem. Let's say this is walk right. Let's go in and set a breakpoint in here. And we'll click the show sprinkles button again. And there we're at the breakpoint. Create new event handlers here. Oops, just realized the code is a little bit behind. Sprinkles. There we go. New event handler there. Come in here, and now we're going to do this, animate sprinkles. We're going to say walk left. And this is just going to send a signal R command over to our TypeScript overlay. And we're going to add this code in a second. So we're just going to run it now, and we're good there. The sprinkle should reappear with that command, although it did not reappear. Oh no, wait, there it is. It was just waiting for the idle to finish. Oh, and there's a little bit of flicker there. So I didn't see the flicker last time. Let's see if we can see it again. We do it one more time. So show up sprinkles. So the idle animation ends, probably about now. Comes in. Yeah. That, and as I recall, we did not see it in Chrome when we were doing this. That was the tricky part of the problem. So if I were to I'm going to turn off the streams version of the overlay, so the big sprinkles is going to go away here. And I'm going to click on show sprinkles again, and let's see if we see the problem. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Such a surprise. Hey, little guy. Look at these guys. And that guy right up there. Copper Beauty's out there. Copper Beauty, how are you doing? Frank is out there. Frank, how are you? Yeah. How are you guys doing? Everybody doing okay? Everybody staying safe, socially distancing? I feel like we got this, kids. Yeah, so if I show sprinkles again, you're not going to see that flicker that we saw before. Watch it carefully right in here. Yeah, no flicker there. Yeah. So So sad that your stream was canceled Sunday. I was looking forward to it. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, we were canceled because our dungeon master got sick, and it's just like kind of sobering reality, right? We don't know at this point. We don't have any information on it, whether it was COVID-19 or not. But he was in New York, living in a dorm in New York City, so there's a chance. And the way he described it, he said, I suddenly got very ill, and thought it was going to go away, and it hasn't. My parents are going to come get me, so we were like, oh no. So we are like fingers crossed that he's going to be okay and pull out of that. That's okay, right? Our priorities are right. We want everybody healthy and everybody getting better. So yeah, a little bit frustrating here is that if I run the same code in Google Chrome, there's not a single bit of flicker. But if I come back here and enable the overlay on the stream again, right over here, and I do it on the stream, you'll see flicker as he gets near the end, as he transitions from the walk. But right now, hold on, the flicker doesn't count because it's still delay loading. I'll do it again here after he comes in. There's idle. There's flicker now because of the delay loading, the load on demand mechanism and delay loading we have for the assets. We wrote that like months ago, but here we go. Let's try it again. There, that jump. It's like jumping ahead. And the clue to what's wrong, and I don't know exactly what's wrong or how to fix it, but the clue to what's wrong is he jumps ahead as if he were jumping ahead in time. So my thoughts are that it's the start time is somehow messed with. And I kind of want to look and find that and maybe look for it now, see if we can find and fix this bug. And I think the reason we're seeing it in one but not the other has to do with how much processor space is available to handle the problem versus not having the problem. I think it's that kind of a weird issue and weird bug. So I was thinking change velocity was maybe the culprit. It changes time start to now. I just want to go and see if we're messing with time start anywhere else. Well, yeah. This, I think, should really be this dot change velocity, so at least we're consistent here, and set it to 0 and pass in performance now to it. Because I think we'll find these 3 lines of code essentially there inside of change velocity. Let's double check that. We set velocity, the parameter, time start is equal for that piece and that, yeah. So at least we're going to at least be consistent. So that doesn't seem to be the problem. I wonder if this could be thread related, in that I'm wondering if we're doing this in the middle of a draw. Is kind of what I'm thinking. Like the idea is if we go to let's go look at our rendering for this here. Go to render. What do I have, a draw here? I think I have a draw. Probably got 100 draw functions in here. So we're updating positions first. So the idea is we update the position, we get to the correct position, then we call draw, and between these two, I'm thinking is the problem, is we're getting the signal is coming in and changing, maybe. What am I missing here? Yeah. Cover Beauty says, I did when your fanfare. That's a mix with Cover Beauty. Didn't say anything? Nope. Copy Verity said, hey folks, I got it. I saw it. Okay, good. So, yeah, I don't know. That's a theory right now. I don't know. And the theory kind of goes like this. So we get into the draw. We're drawing the body and the horn. We go into the draw there. And we're essentially just going to use the X position. The problem is the X position is somehow calculated in a bad way, I think. What if we did this? What if we said what the X was? Yeah, I don't think that's going to work because it's only happening. I was thinking, what if we console log this? But the problem only happens in the instance of the browser on the stream, and I don't know a way to get access to the console logs from there because there's no developer tools in the OBS browsers that I'm using in the streaming tool. So, what if we update it? What if we sent that out? Yeah, I'd have to build something. Yeah, I think the problem is along these lines right here. So I think this is where my problem is. Seconds passed is equal to now minus time start. And I changed the X there. That's an update position. I'm kind of almost playing with an idea, and I don't know that this will work, but it's calling change velocity, passing in the new velocity, which is essentially the same velocity as what we had. Like, I guess my question is, if it's thread-based, the question is, should I be allowed to do this here, or should I queue this change and do it in the update, wherever we just were? Here. I'm feeling I should queue it. The seconds pass value really in seconds here should be, if it says so, but it may not be because this is older code. Let's go look at that. I don't think that's the problem, by the way. But we can take a look at that because let's go look at this. So my theory is this: I think it's thread-based, and I think it's thread-based just to be clear, because here we don't see the problem, and we do see the problem in the live stream. In other words, in the instance of Chrome, there's no flicker when he comes out. Like, I'll do these side by side, and you can see them, right, like this. Show sprinkles, clicking the button. And you'll see them come out probably at different times because, watch. Flicker, flicker. No flicker. You know what else I just realized? The flicker is in a transition. Hold on again. Command Q, it's at the beginning and end of walk to idle. It's not between the two different walks. So we're doing a transition. So we're coming in here and we're calling change velocity right here in the middle. I think it is potentially thread-based is the problem. And so my theory is this, is that if I queue these up and do these at a time that's essentially in the UI thread, right, when I'm going in the middle of drawing and I do these, queue these up instead, that the problem may go away. That's my theory. And since I got nothing else as a good theory to go with, I think I'm going to try playing with that right now. So what I want to do now is I want to call up, I want to queue this. That's what I want to do instead. I want to say queue velocity change. Whoops. Like that. And we're unlikely to have ever more than any of these in a queue, but you know. So we'll do the same thing here, and we'll do the same thing here. And now we have, and the same thing here. So now, because execute next command can happen anytime. And these other commands are executing from the queue as well. The execute next command happens when the animation is cycled, right? When an animation ends. Yeah, it's the best thing I got. We'll see what happens. All right, let's go up here. We're going to say cue velocity change. We're going to take these pieces as well. I'm going to create a class, I think, to hold both of these. Velocity delta, like this, and we're going to say there's a public int, number. That is going to be the new velocity. And we're going to have another one that's a number. That's going to be the time. Make that public as well. And so there's our velocity delta. Now I'm going to need an array of those. We'll say variable array of what's on the clipboard, the code rush template there. We're going to say this is our velocity Q. The good thing about all of this is that it's not hard to do a test to see if this is, it's not going to take that much code to test to see if this is going to work or not, right? If we're on the right track. So at this point down here, I'm going to say this dot velocity Q dot push. Why am I not seeing push there? Wait, I see it here. I don't understand why IntelliSense. Well, IntelliSense says it's there now. And then we're going to say we want a new velocity delta of velocity x, and now as the time. Okay, so that's our Q velocity change. Then we need to do these at the right time here. So I think that's going to happen in our call to update position. So update position. We're going to say DQ velocity deltas. I really hope this works, by the way. It'd be so nice if this hunch worked out. So let's declare that.
Audio jungle.
And in here we want to say, hey, while you've got length is greater than 0. And we learned something here the other day. It was, I think, shift is what we learned, I think, right? Shift? Yeah. Removes the first element from the array and returns it. So we're going to declare that as a local. That's going to be of type velocity delta. Right there. And put this in here like that. And now we're going to say, now that we got that first one, we're going to say this dot change velocity. And we're going to say velocity delta dot new velocity, comma, velocity delta dot time. And that, I think, is the code required. And I think that's going to work, I think. Has animation runnings, update position. Yeah, so basically what we're doing is we're taking those pieces that might have been coming out in outside of this space, right? The other thing that I'm worried about is that let's just refresh it and see if it works. And we have to refresh it on the live stream because live stream is where we have the problem. So I'm going to refresh it there. We'll refresh it over here as well. Oops. Refresh it here. Okay. Give them both a second to do the load on demand. And then I'm going to click on Show Sprinkles. Here it comes. Load on demand wasn't finished. The delay loading, background loading. Let's do it one more time. What's interesting is I didn't notice it here on the one on the main screen. It looks like it's still working. All right, so let's do it again. Show Sprinkles. Holy cow. Did that seriously fix it? Hey, Brian, Rating with Party 3. Thanks so much, Brian. How's your day going? How's your stream? Lance, Hilliard, raid. Thanks for the raid, guys. I think we just fixed what looked like it could have been a super elusive bug that was going to take hours to find, I think. And on a hunch, I was like, I think it might be thread related. Look at that. I think we fixed it. So we were seeing a problem only in one browser, but not the other. And it's with this character called Sprinkles that we're animating and bringing in. Bring it in one more time. Verify there's no flicker coming in. Here we go. Oh, there's the flicker. Nah, too soon. Too soon. Brian said, good. We had a 4-year-old do some art, and we had some fun, overlay fun too. Yeah, super cool. Yeah, with all of the staying indoors, that's happening, staying home from work, I think we're going to see, a lot more people are going to discover what's out here on Twitch with regards to fun things to do during the day, and not only the viewers, but the streamers as well, right? Fun things that you can do now that your kids are home and that sort of thing. Brian says agreed. Yeah, not fixed. Yeah. There you go. That's a bug. Yeah, we got it. One more time. Let's try it one more time and see if we can see it. Show Sprinkles. Yep, there it is. It's at the beginning. Okay. I felt like we fixed it. There was like a moment in time we tried it 3 times in a row. Yep, there it is right there. Maybe I missed one. Well, let's see here. What did I miss? Add animation. That's just adding it out. Hey, baby, how you doing? You perfect? In every way? Somebody might be mad at me a little bit. Uh-oh, it's coming. Coming. Here it comes. Here it comes.
I wouldn't be mad. Remember,
oh, man. It's gonna
remember, if you were perfect, I wouldn't be mad at you.
I'm trying so hard, baby.
How Sprinkles? What's that?
What's what?
What's that smoke thing?
That's just something that they can do if they type in test FB for fireball and then a number afterwards. They can get a fireball of that color. So if I say test FB like 330, it'll be like a purplish one. No, I'm wrong. Well, I thought it would be. Let's try 220.
Oh, Lance wants a Mondays episode. We had one scheduled. Were you talking about that?
No, I didn't say that.
Yeah, we were supposed to be doing a Mondays episode in Orlando, but guess who's not going to Disney? Me.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not going. We're not going to Disney.
Else.
Lance, by the way, if you are not already out there following this channel, this is the closest thing you're going to get to Mondays on a regular basis. If we can get this thing going live, right there, twitch.tv/dragonhumpers. It's Karen, myself, 3 other comedians doing Dungeons & Dragons, playing Dungeons & Dragons every Sunday night. Yeah, Lance Hilliard says, oh, it's happening right now. But you're cute, baby.
What?
You gotta be funny. Do a girl.
I do have a girl written, actually.
Oh, yeah? What is it on?
Husbands. It's about husbands.
I'm in trouble, kids. I'm on the couch in the doghouse. That's how bad it is. But mainly to isolate, right?
I've never picked you.
That's true. That's true.
Never has he been asked to sleep on the couch.
Frank is laughing. It's okay. Yeah. Followed, says Lance. Yeah, you're welcome, Lance. Yeah, I think it's going to be really funny. Also, by the way, Karen's like, we should do, since we've got all this stuff built and it's not hard, we should do an all-women show. And I'm like, oh, brilliant. So we put an ad out.
Tons of women.
And so many people have on Backstage.com, and so many actresses have responded.
And I am so excited.
Yeah, your show's going to be so good. So Karen's going to produce the women's version. I think it's going to be called Dragon Humpers After Dark. It'll be on Twitch. It'll be at the same one. You follow the same one, and one of the two shows will be running. Is what will happen. So
Right.
It'll be fun. Yeah.
So it's true though that I think that people are going to be looking for online entertainment new things.
Sure. Why not?
Also, there needs to be an all-female D&D team because I feel like it's a boy-girl thing to an extent.
True. It's super interesting.
Boys don't always
and
like
unique.
the girls in the D&D games.
Yeah, I think there's
Experience.
I think there's at least one team already that's all girls on Twitch. I think, but I should know what they are, but I don't know. Maz Plus TV, Maze Plus TV says hello right there.
Oh.
I don't know how to say your name there out there. Tell me how to say it.
Plus.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Maze Plus TV. That's what I'm gonna say.
Oh, maze.
Maze is fine, or is it Maz? Now I need to know.
I'm gonna say maze.
I'm gonna say Maze too, but maybe it's Maz.
Maze like corn. Put a corn.
Second one,
okay.
Maz.
Maz.
All right, that's what I do.
Hi, Jetsam.
Jetsam says hi. Geek and Sundry have all female RPG groups. Yeah.
Awesome.
So there we go. So much positive smoke happening right now. Yeah. It actually could be that Sprinkles has got something right behind us that we don't know what's going on. Sprinkles, what are you doing? We could use this with Sprinkles. It just occurred to me.
What?
The smoke animation behind Sprinkles' head. Like you could do.
Smoke come out of his horn?
Yeah, we could do something like that. Well, I do already have a sprinkle animation for the horn.
Yeah, but what if he's mad? He doesn't shoot the sprinkles.
I think if he's mad, his body's gonna turn red, I think, and I'm thinking about animating angry eyebrows. Or one angry eyebrow, because we only see one of his eyes at a time.
So here's a tip, people. Do you know why Mark Miller's never kicked to the couch? Because he pretty much rubs my head to sleep every night. So if you are somebody who gets kicked to the couch, you might want to adopt a habit like that.
Yeah. Kobe Salva says it's cohornavirus, is what he says with the horn. Yeah, there might be something. Check that DNA. Distance. We need the distance. So plant some seeds over there, some flowers. So yeah. All right. So did I miss one? Is the question. Yeah, I don't know. We're adding shifted here. When I add the shifted, am I also, hold on. The problem could be here. Just trying to see what's going on here. I'm thinking all right, hold on. I'm thinking that we are not transferring over the existing velocity at the moment we're adding it. And we're doing that a little later. And I want to see change velocity. Here's where we update the X and Y position. So, like, I'm wondering if we were to call change velocity before we added the new item. Right in here. Like, I'm imagining a call that's like this dot change velocity, passing in the current velocity. And do I have a now here? Why do I not have a now here? I guess I'm going to do, should I pass that in as a parameter? And the now here? No, I don't. All right, so I'm just going to do PFN template, which gives me performance now. So I'm imagining this kind of reset things at this point in time. And then we get this X and this Y there. Let's try it. Let's just try that one small change and see if that takes care of the flickering. Becomes a refresh on the on that overlay. Codebase Alpha, did you know that there was also one time at least Corona soda with many flavors? I did not know it. I wish I used TypeScript more, but I'm more of a back-end dev with design patterns. By the way, I love your handle design patterns. Absolutely fun. All right, so let's click on Show Sprinkles. Run this a couple times, see if we see flicker. There was a little flicker there, but we were still loading the images. Let's run it again. Nope, it jumped. I saw it jump. Corona was very popular in the UK, says Codebase Alpha. Remember it well. Did not see a jump that time. I think the thing is, yeah, there's the jump again. It was right at the end of the transition. Maybe that's the clue. So if we look at our, what happens here is we do walk to idle and then we do sprinkles.idle. So it's right at the end of this walk to idle that we get the flicker. And just by comparison, if we come in over here and we refresh and we try to do the same thing, we just don't see the flicker. It doesn't, when I say flicker, I mean he jumps ahead by about 94 pixels. Yeah, I took a video and measured it, I think on Friday, and I remember the results from that. He only seems to, the exposition seems to move. That time I didn't see it on the live stream. And on the one in back, we're just loading those dynamically. All right, let's try again. Those sprinkles. So the one in this browser, never we see flicker. Here, didn't see it that time. Could it be that I'm reducing the likelihood of the problem? There, I saw it that time twice. And maybe before and after the transition. Well, you know what I should do? I should change his color when he transitions. Let's do that. So we can clearly see what's happening. The intermittent issues are hard. I'm with you. Right now I'm just poking. I'm poking the beast to see where it responds. So here's what I want to do. Hold on. So idle to walk. So I am taking an idle to walk. Hold on. I don't think I'm doing that. I think I'm doing walk to idle. Here. Right, walk to idle. Hooking sprinkles sounds like a dangerous game to play. Yeah. Schrodinger's cat, or rhino rather, yeah. All of those things are true. So the walk to idle. Walk to idle is a reverse of idle to walk. So I think what I want to do is, where were we? We're in animation right here. I think what I want to do is this. I want to say, let's do this. Let's create a new number here. This is going to be our hue shift, like this. We're going to set it to equal to 0, so normally there's no hue shift. But then we're going to say, hey, if horn body pair dot name equals sprinkles walk to idle, so that's the piece he's doing. The other thing that's interesting about that, that's a reversed animation too, so there may be a clue there. That's an animation that goes from back to front rather than front to back. But if it's equal to that, then what I want to do is I want to say hue shift is equal to 180, like that. And then instead of saying add, we're going to say add shifted, like this. So it's going to add a hue shifted piece, and we're going to pass in the hue shift, like that. And so now if we do a refresh on this, we'll at least see when he's doing that transition very clearly. And the other thing we can do is record it and be able to slow it down and look at it. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to click on Show Sprinkles here. I think it'll be flickering the first time because we're still doing load on demand on the pieces. Show Sprinkles again. Looks like I should have seen the shift and I didn't see it though. I'm not seeing it. Let's set a breakpoint here. Show Sprinkles. Oh, sorry, I won't be able to see the breakpoint there. I got to refresh over here. Well, I got the breakpoint, but it's not on the right one, so it won't work. I have to run it here. Or maybe that's not true. Maybe I did get it when I refreshed over here. Okay, so now let's click on Show Sprinkles. You should get the breakpoint. What's my name? Walk. What's the breakpoint here? Where are we not getting here? Walk to idle. We should totally get here. Oh. I know why we're not getting here. Because there is none called walk to idle. When we get walk to idle, what we really do is we just add idle to walk, but pass in true to reversing is what we need to do. So what I really need to do is say, hey, if we're doing idle to walk, then we're going to hue shift 180. So let's go back. We're going to refresh on the main overlay for the stream. Say goodbye to Sprinkles for a second. Okay, reloaded, click on Show Sprinkles. This time there's going to be a lot of flickering because it's loading on demand. There we go. This is, I'm just going to clear that breakpoint there. And we are going to Show Sprinkles one more time. There you can see the transition. All right. The other cool thing about this is it's going to show us when we see that flicker, if we watch carefully, if it's in green, if we see the flicker in green, then we know that it's part of the transition. And if we see it in purple, oh man, I think it was purple. It was like the end of the current animation. Let's look at it very carefully. Didn't see it that time. Didn't see it that time. Could be that says, I think we should create a Rory digital puppet for when Rory is on the stream. Yeah, you know what? Actually, that would be awesome. In fact, that's almost a certainty that I'm going to do that. Rory, I think, would love it. I think we have the bandwidth to totally do this. I'm going to do it. I'm going to create a Rory puppet. I think he's going to love it. He's going to love it. You're going to love it. It's going to be awesome. We'll stick him like right over here. Yeah, it's brilliant, brilliant idea. Yeah, no, I've experienced working in Adobe Character Animator, so I totally know it's not hard to do this, right? Yeah, Toby's Alpha wins the prize. I just need to get a really kind of cool looking kind of sidekick piece out there. I'll put his name tag in front of him, everything. I'll give him animations. I'll give him like time to go, stuff like that. Isn't that awesome? Do you hear what I'm saying, baby? You okay? Oh, she's like Overkill Productions. Yeah, no, that's like my happiest suggestion of the day. In fact, Karen, we could turn this into. No, I'm not. No, you can't say that word on TV. This is like a kid show. So this is a family show. So what we could do is I could build this on the weekend with the kids as a separate kind of kids-based thing, if they wanted to, right?
No sprinkles?
No, not sprinkles. I'm sorry, maybe you didn't hear the suggestion. The suggestion was to create an animated puppet for Rory, for when he's on the stream. So it's animated by Rory's reaction, what Rory's doing in his face.
Yeah, like
So Rory said, yeah. So Rory sends us the video, and we'll put him right over here as a like a little puppeted character. But it'll be Adobe Character Animated, feeding it through NDI technology. It'll be freaking beautiful.
Okay, yeah. So basically, you're the Disney princess, and these are your animal sidekicks.
I guess. Why am I the princess? I didn't get that part. Okay, but it still sounds good. Have you seen Milan? When she's kicking some butt. I'm talking about the animated one. Aurora? Who's Aurora? Disney princess. Isn't she the long-haired girl?
They're all long-haired.
Checking it out right now. Princess Aurora, that's old-fashioned. She's not kicking butt. I'm totally Elsa. Hold on, let's look at Elsa. Whoops, that's Elsa. Yeah, no, I agree. I'm not Elsa. I could be her sister, though. Yeah, seriously. Yeah, I'll tell you who I could be. I could be Jasmine. Yeah, no, I'm serious. That's the kind of that I got here, baby. Yeah. So I'll go through Jasmine, the long-haired girl. I don't know, not Snow White. A little bit too polite. Milan, sure, I could do that. Maybe Pokemon isn't too serious for me. Yeah. Long-haired girl. And yeah, Belle is too intellectual for me. Yeah, you might be Belle. This is so blurry. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. So we've just. I feel like we've just done a yeah, that's where I was going. Thanks. Yeah, I think we just BuzzFeed me. Which Disney princess am I?
Which Disney sidekick is Rory?
No, we're not going to do none of them because there are no copyright violations on the show. So, all right, let's show Sprinkles one more time. See if we can see that. Watch that carefully as it comes out. Uh-oh, here comes Surly. Right in the middle of our test.
Is in the house.
Surly Dev is in the house. Now the stream is going to be awesome. Dude, what happened Sunday? I was waiting up late for it. I put a tweet out. I'm so sorry. Our dungeon master got really sick, and I don't know if that's about the only details we have. He had to be taken out of where he was staying, and so we weren't able to do the show. So our thoughts and prayers are with him, and we're fingers are crossed, and all kinds of things that, mean we really, really want things to go well for him. Is that for me? That sound you made? Your computer's not working again? Somehow my fault, I'm sure. We're no chance of getting out of the doghouse or the couch, getting off the couch in the doghouse tonight. I don't know, why do the dogs have better sleeping quarters than I do? That's what I want to know. All right, so here's what I'm doing. I'm now taking this right here, which is a screen recorder, and I'm putting it down here over the OBS view of the stream, and I'm going to start recording it. And I'm going to click the Show Sprinkles button, as this thing starts recording. And we're going to see sprinkles run in. And it did not duplicate, so I got to do it again. So sprinkles again. Looking for duplication of the jump. There we go. Stop. Now I'm going to stop it. And then it's going to start up Camtasia. I got to save it. Oops, hold on. And then we're going to look at this in slow motion to kind of see what's going on. See if we can get some clues to help us figure out what to change in the code. It does seem that we have improved the problem by queuing up those deltas. And for anybody who hasn't figured this out yet, I'm going after an elusive flicker bug here that only happens in one browser but not another. Okay, so here we go. Bringing this up. Scrolling the playhead. First one was good. So here's what happens. So he walks up. Here's the transition to the other animation. Now what's interesting is the first frame of the other animation, there's no horn drawn here. That seems like a mistake. And then everything's good. I'm not sure what's happening here. Here's the transition, and the horn, we lose the horn again. That was the first one, I guess, okay? And then we do it again. So here's the second one. This is where we have the problem. Here's the transition. This time we don't lose the horn, so maybe that was just a delay load issue. We get to the end, and then we get to the start of the new one. Wait, where's the... Oh, the flicker was so fast, the screen recorder couldn't get it. Okay. Tricky. Grown man searching for princesses, says design patterns. Could happen. PM is giving virus. Be right back. Prime Minister giving virus update. Okay, good. This alpha. No worries. Let us know. Try and find it one more time. Do one more shot. See if we can get it. Oh, thought he meant project manager. Maybe. I guess that would make sense. Codebase Alpha is in a place where there are no prime ministers. Is that right, or is he? Is there a prime minister in London? Because I don't know. All right, we're recording one more time. Here we go. Do we see it? There's one. I think it could have caught that one. That seemed like it was up for a while. Do a second one. Not that time. Do a third one. There's another one. Oh, that happened twice there. That was... We've got at least three. Let's do one more just in case. And I got one there. So at least four. Hopefully one of those we'll be able to see and look at more closely to understand what's happening. Yeah, they got a prime minister there. Oh, Boris Johnson. That's right. I'd be worried if Boris Johnson's telling me health advice. I'd be like, oh man. I need that guy to take himself a little more seriously before I take him seriously. Okay, let's see what we got. There we go. Okay, so here we are. Okay, interesting. So look, it's the first frame of the walk animation. The first frame of the walk animation jumps ahead. It's as if its start time was wrong. It's as if where's change animation? Let's go find that. Change velocity, change velocity. It's as if I was going to say something happens, then it draws. In other words, this gets changed and then it draws and then these execute kind of thing. So we're changing the time start. It's like I really need all of these kind of work together. I wonder if there's a lock functionality inside of here. The other thing we need to look at is when we first create this animation and add it, Yeah, I think it's a threading related problem. And I think we need to lock these items out. So when we add animations, it's almost like I want to add animations and queue them up as well. What are we calling this? If I queued these up as well, yeah, I suspect this is the problem. It's thread-based, and so when we add a new animation, I want to queue them as well. I bet this, I got a hunch this is going to solve it. So I'm going to take every add animation in here, I'm going to change it to a queue animation. That's what I'm going to do. Did we get them all? Yep, we did. So there's queue animation. And like that. We're going to lose this here. And we're going to now create another similar kind of tuple thing, but I actually don't like working with tuples. I like just kind of giving myself named classes. So we're going to call this a queued animation like this, and it's going to have public property. What are my types again? Horn body pair. We'll say horn body pair like this, and public reverse. You can type Boolean like that. So there's my queued animation. Let's go to my velocity delta, and let's do something similar here where we're going to call this our animation queue. Yeah, I'm not an expert in this, but I got a strong hunch that this is going to solve this problem for us. And queue velocity change, we've got a similarly somewhere we've got a queue animation that we just added. Thought I could find it by cabinet paging down, but who's out there? Greg is out there. Hey, buddy. Why their arm wrist braces? Let's talk about that for a second. I've been working in coding for, I've been coding for almost 4 decades. Writing code for almost 40 years. I think I'm at year 39 now. And I love it. But I started wearing wrist braces when I started reading about RSI, repetitive stress injury, and other kinds of problems that plague folks who are doing the same thing over and over again. And I did it, like I want to say 20-something years ago as a preventative measure, and I've been doing it ever since. As a result, I think it's protected my arms and wrists and allowed me to continue to write code, which I love to do. I'm crazy passionate about it. If I wasn't able to write code, I would be like, try to find ways, if I couldn't use my hands, I'd try to find ways to write code using other mechanisms, right? In ways that were very fast, like, brain implant kind of thing. That's where I'd want to go. But is Karen still here? She's not here. She's not a big fan of the brain implant tab. She just says no. Also, Richard Campbell, he also similarly says no. Do you know the kind of problems you open yourself up to when you put a hole in your skull? Right? You're so much more prone to injuries that are really serious. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's a good point, but still. For queue animation, what I want to do, I wanted to move this close to where we were. That's what I wanted to do. So we had kind of our queuing things in about the same spaces. Let's do this, do that, and this is going to be a new animation queue. Right? Is that what we called it? No, wait. I thought we called it animation queue. We didn't call it animation queue, or did we? Nope, apparently not. Okay, there you go, find it. Queued animation, okay. All right, new queued animation, but we want this down here. We're going to pass in the horn body pair and reverse. Like that. And good. Okay, next. When we go into the velocity queue and we pull it out, DQ velocity deltas, we want to have a similar DQ animation. DQ animation, like this. is going to be return a big fat void right there. Similarly, this returns a big fat void. Just TV, T for type and B for void. Get me. That's the template I'm using there. And while the animation queue length is greater than 0, then we're going to say animation, queued animation is what that is. It's on the clipboard history still. There it is right there. Queued animation. Like that. And then we're going to call add animation. And we're going to pass in the horn body pair and reverse. Like that. So now we've got DQ animations in here. Let's go look where we're DQing the velocity deltas. That's in update position. I think we're going to do this right here. This.DQ. I have a good feeling about this, kids. Like, seriously. Yeah, and we're just using that shift call right there. Thanks, I got to read up on RSI then. So yeah, if you are working, so like, and the other thing too is for, out of the last 40 years, I'd say for at least 20 of those years, I was working about 10 to 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year for 20 of those years, I think. Really close to that. Maybe at least 10 of those years is fair to say. So I was all the time working. I'd wake up, work all day, go to bed. That's what it was like. And so for me, I felt like it was imperative that I do preventative. And so that's what I've been doing. And as a result, I highly recommend it, because I think what's going to happen is if you don't, is when you get into your 50s, you know, you're going to find yourself in a position where it hurts to work, and you definitely need them, which is maybe more in a direction than you want to be, right? It's much better, I think, to not be in that position where you're in pain. So, especially if you have to work, right? So, all right, so let's look at this. Let's refresh it. Let's see if we get any closer. Here comes a refresh on the stream. Here comes a call to show sprinkles. Remember, it flickers coming in because it's still doing the load on demand. We're not seeing anything yet, I think, unless we got a bug in here. Looks like we might have a bug, because I would expect to see flicker by now. What? Are we not calling DQ animations? I thought I added a call to DQ animations. We are in update position. Oh, wait, I know what's happening. We only call it if it has animations running. So let's do this instead. There. That, I think, is better design. Okay, one more time. Refresh the back. By the way, if all of this works out, I'm gonna feel pretty good about myself. I'm just saying, because I'm like using psychic powers to see if this works or not. So it just disappeared for a second, but I think it's the load on demand stuff that's happening here, because we don't load everything at the beginning so that we have a fast refresh. Let's try again. See if we get it. One of my kids walking in and out. How's your day going so far, baby? It's going okay. If I fix this bug, it'll be going really well. And I'll be like, oh yeah. Let's try again. Here comes Sprinkles. I'm trying to get Sprinkles to walk out. You can show your face here if you want. There's Gia. Without a flicker. Now I saw a little bit of a bump there, but I'm not sure what that was. I need to double check that. All right, one more time. Show Sprinkles. And I'm looking for no flicker. Oh, there's a flicker just at that stop point there. But I think that might be because we're changing color. Maybe, I'm not sure. There might be something else going on, but I'm not seeing the other jump. So anyway. Yeah, I feel like I got a hunch we fixed this. Let me change the color shift that's happening out of there. What is it? We call it 180, I think is what we had it. Hue shift's 180. Yeah, I don't think we're going to do that anymore. Let's call this body hue shift. And maybe we'll get this from, maybe actually let's do, I want to actually think I'm going to, because I want to maybe make his, have his body shift in color and have that controlled out elsewhere. Whoops, wait, what? Wait, what happened there? Declare method? What? That doesn't make sense to me at all. All right, let's do this. I'm just going to declare it because I know what I want it to be. I was thinking it's a method. Set equal to 0 right there. Put it up near the top so it's close to everything else. And all right, let's refresh and see if we see it. I think we may have fixed it. Yeah, so if that's the case, that's super interesting because I think I've just gone up a level of programming, like a tiny little level where I'm just a little bit better at, sensing what's happening with threading issues. Did not see it that time. Do it again. Yeah, did not see it that time. I think we fixed it. Did not see it that time. Yeah, totally threading issue. Where we were changing things while it was animating. Now I did see a flicker there on the way out. It's as if it like disappeared for a second. I'm going to think about that, and maybe there may be a way to fix that. I have a feeling we're ending one. We're in the middle of a draw. We're ending one, and we haven't added a new one yet. That's kind of what I'm thinking is happening. Does that mean our ending? Wait, I think I have a way to solve this as well. It's in the cycle animation call. On animation cycled, I think. Let's go see if we can find that. Cycled. So we call, well, we are actually calling execute command. Excuse me. Yeah, no, it looks good. I thought we might have been removing something, but we do not appear to be doing that. I'm going to hit show sprinkles one more time. Yeah, so I think that looks pretty good. Let's initialize player data so we get rid of the blue thing across there. That's good. Fred, where are you, buddy? You're working on something downstairs. What are you working on downstairs, buddy? Okay. All right. Who's gonna do the show without you though, buddy? Really? All right. Just get up here. Come on. Be serious. All right. Okay. So that's good. Let's now look at making walk left and walk right work here. Speaking of which, I want this button to be left of the other one as well. So let's go into XAML hot reload. I don't know if you've heard me say this on the show or not, but it is one of the most useful features about Visual Studio. Hold on, we need to go to wrong instance of Visual Studio. Over here, main window. And I'm going to take these and just put them inside of a stack panel. Now, with Code Rush loaded, I should be able to hit the Code Rush refactor key and choose embed selection in a stack panel, like that. And now, if we, now there's not formatting. This is the only thing that's kind of a weird thing. You lose formatting in XAML while you're running for some reason, which I don't understand. But if we now go over to the app that's running, is it because it's vertically aligned? It's called orientation equal to horizontal. And now look at it. There we go. And I don't know, let's change, just set the width here to about maybe 120. Like that, and those two. Now what are we doing? Okay, better. Horizontal alignment, center. There we go. All right, so walk left. I should get a breakpoint. Well, I should if I said it, but I guess I didn't. Captain X reference here gets me out here. Set a breakpoint. Actually, I don't need a breakpoint. Instead, let's go down here. And we want to say, hey, if command is equal to walk left, then we want to figure out how to get him to move left. What happens when it sprinkles walk? I need a new command. I need a walk backwards command. Like that. Walk backwards is going to play the sprinkles walk animation in reverse. Yeah, it's fixed code base alpha. I'm declaring it fixed. So we're basically queuing up our changes instead of making them as we're getting them is what led to the solution to the problem. Which for me, it was, you know, I said, if I get this, I'm going to feel really happy because this, for me, this is not something that comes intuitively to me at all. Right, to be looking at a time-based problem and speculate on what it might be. And I think my skill level as a programmer just went up by just a bit today when I was able to verify that that was in fact the solution to the problem. Okay, so I'm now creating, well here, let me click so you can see it. Show sprinkles. Here it is, and I defy you to see a flicker. Well, there was that one flicker at the beginning, but it's a different flicker where it kind of goes away, but it doesn't happen all the time. And I think it's on transition. I have to think about that one. It's a different problem, I think. So, and now a 7th level programmer, just a bit, got a little bit better. But the flicker to go away and then coming back doesn't happen all the time. And as you can see, it hasn't happened, you know, in like about 2 or 3 times in this transition. But when it happens, it's way less distracting than all of a sudden teleporting him 100 feet forward and then back. Let's try again. Yeah. So it seems it's pretty smooth. Now we have this very rare situation, or kind of rare situation. Oh look, it's happening. How did that happen? It's like we're in a loop. I wonder if I queued stuff up without resetting the, oh, I think it's what happened is it's because I was queuing things up without resetting the X position, so the show sprinkles is using its current X position to go forward. Interesting. Okay. So, all right, back over here. My walk left is going to be, my walk right is going to be a backwards version of the sprinkles.walk. So, down here, I'm checking to see, hey, if I'm already walking and return, guess what? I need a new state called walking backwards. Because he's going to be able to step backwards as well. And now I want to duplicate this. And we want to do this as speed velocity change and walking velocity. This time it's going to be going in the forward direction, which is moving to the right. So there's walking backwards. Let's keep going with, oh wait, you know what I need to look for is I need to say, interesting, I don't have these states ever set. I just have this state set. Okay, probably because I haven't added those. So I'm looking for here's where we have the reverses of these pieces, and I need one of these that's similar to the walk backwards command. Right here. Here's my walk backwards, and then we're going to say we're going to send out the walk command but reverse it, and cue a velocity change right there, and that happens to 0. So we're just queuing the animation, queuing the velocity change, although I'm going to trust that it's going to work. We deal with the animations first, then we do the velocity changes. I'm going to trust that's going to work. So there's sprinkles backwards. It's going to say walk, but it's going to reverse it. So all right, so now if we get a walk left, we wanted to see what our state is. Our current state is what we're looking for here. So where is my state? There it is right there. So I want to say, and let's start refactoring this, or let's make it create some methods out here. So we're going to say walk left. Like that. Do a switch statement on this. And it is sprinkle state dot attack. And hold on just 1 second, kids. All right, let me go, yeah, it looks like, no, that's not happening, Surly Dev. It does not look like I'm giving sprinkles an intimate examination. Just checking underneath, like that. That's about all the intimacy there was. Yeah, the undercarriage. Oh, look at this, I'm getting a little bit of that coming down right there for my structure up above. Okay, so, all right, sprinkle, so where does this say? We want to walk left. So if we're in an attack, what we need to do is we need to cue the animation. Cue animation. When you lifted your hands up, the horn started glowing. Oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah, so we're going to cue animation. No, we want to go into the command queue is what we want to do. It's so funny, we have like 3 queues in here. Here we go. We're looking for something like this. That's what we're looking for. So if we are in attack mode, we want to cue the animation. We would say sprinkles dot or underscore attack to idle. And then idle to walk. Looks like that. And then walk left is the walk command, which is essentially the forwards one. And that's what we want to do. That's if we're in attack mode. Okay? If we're in idle, then we just need idle to walk. Right there. what other ones do we need to worry about in here? If we're in, I don't know, off screen, then we just need to do the walk. Okay. What other things, states do we need to worry about? Transitioning to attack, transitioning to idle. So this one is actually fair enough. It's the same as attack right there. And I think to some degree also, we need to clear the command queue. Is that a clear in here? No, but I can do this. That's the JavaScript clear command right there, essentially. And do the same here, do the same here. And what else do I have? We have a transitioning to idle, I think, is what we have. Transitioning to idle. Right there. So we've got that. We also have a transitioning to walk. Which in case I don't think we need to do anything. And is there any other one that we need to worry about? Transition to walk, walking and walking backwards. Okay. I actually think in all cases, other cases, this is what, is there default here? Yeah. I think in all cases it's that. That's what I think it is. That's what I think your walk left looks like right there. And then, so your walk right, it's going to be pretty similar to this. Since it's so similar, let's create a, let's extract a method from here. And why can't I? Because the breaks, you're not going to let me do it? All right, fine. I'm going to say this dot transition to walk. And I'm going to pass in sprinkles for walk for now, like that. And we're going to say transition to walk. There it is, declare method. And we're going to say this, and we're going to say change this to walk command. Like that. And then everything else is the same. We just send the walk command out like this. So I feel like that's got a shot of working. It's going to return void. This is going to return a void like that. And then walk right is going to be send the walk backwards. And so the same thing. So the only thing is, yeah, no, I think that works. I think that totally works. All right. So let's see. Is walk left called? It is. Let's add the walk right. Feels like a switch statement almost. Here. On that and I'm going to call an execute next command. Why am I forcing that here? This is only working with command queues. It's kind of like coming right back in here. Yeah, okay. I think that's going to work. I feel like I need to refactor this. I'm not liking the lack of symmetry here between these places. Let's give it a shot right here and refresh it over here. you can see the background loading happening here. There's the idle horn, the grays, idle horn body, that sort of thing. All right, let's come in here. We're going to say show sprinkles. Looks like it's still loading, demand loading those pieces right there. You say show sprinkles again, just to make sure we've got all those loaded. Oh, who's that coming in? Gotta watch out for the horn right here. It's really sharp. You might not want to get too close to that horn. It's just like, oh, jeez, Michael. Right on the horn. All right, let's see if walk left works. Absolutely nothing. Walk right. Absolutely nothing. Stunning. Let's see what happens. Let's see breakpoint here. Are we getting there? Who we are. Okay. Although, why am I here? That's not good. Did I not refresh it? Hold on. Maybe I didn't refresh it. Is that possible? Maybe that's what I failed to do. Let's go try again. Refresh. How you doing, Michael Jolly? Bald Bearded Builder says, Mark, don't look now, but it looks like 6 positive. Let the rhino out. Yeah, I was adjusting the rhino horn. So I'm just getting in the right spot. Just gonna get it right over there. All right. So let's see. We've refreshed now. Show sprinkles. Yeah, maybe I forgot to. No, wait, I did because we saw in here this was happening. Why didn't our breakpoint work? Why left? I mean, why was are we stepping through code? It looks like we might need to restart. Yeah, if that's the case. That's weird. Let me run it again. What? Yeah. Walk left. In here. Yeah, and then we jump to here. What's going on? I think it's a generally not a good sign. I think we're going to need to. Let's see if by chance a empty cache and hard to load saves us from having to restart. Show sprinkle. Still loading up. Images. Show sprinkles. Yeah, sprinkles, by the way, is like, I think about 250 megabytes of images for all the animations. It's insane. But I'm like, remember when we started this, I was like, I'm going to throw it at it and see if we can make it work. And it feels like it's working. Got a couple flickers there. So we'll have to look at that. Walk left. Can I get my breakpoint? Just step into it? Or will I have to restart? Step in. Yeah, I'm going to have to restart. All right. Let's just run it. Let's close it down. Restart it. Run. We're going to you're going to lose control here, Surly. So this alpha says it's taco time. Okay, close this down. Here comes, we're going to close it. And this is, we're going to lose control of the drones momentarily, or probably for about 3 minutes, 4 minutes. Let me make sure we close every instance of Visual Studio. Kill those. There we go, done. We're going to restart this. And sometimes I've noticed this edit and continue kind of gets out of sync with what you're working with. And the debugger gets out of sync with it. And we're like, okay. So our recourse is to shut it down and restart. I'm going to restart this one as well. Because I've noticed SignalR really likes, if I shut down and start a new instance, SignalR likes me to also start a new instance in the other one. So we'll start this one up too. Okay, now I've got to refresh all of our overlays. So we're going to refresh the back overlay here. I guess theoretically I don't have to refresh the ones on the stream, but if it doesn't take too long, we'll run through that. Trigger front overlay, refresh that as well. There's that cache. Are you gonna finish up refreshing their front overlay? I'm looking at the scroll bars on the sides. Taking a while. I guess theoretically I can kind of continue here instead of waiting. Let's try to refresh one more time on that. Meanwhile, I'm going to bring up my task manager and see what is sucking up my CPU. It's not maxed out. It's at 80% or less, 75, 65%. There we go. Looks like this one's finished. And let's go to the 3D dice. And we're going to refresh the 3D dice layer. So just waiting for this scroll bar right here to go away. Also the one you see on the live stream, the side. OBS Studio is maxing out there. I think I need a faster computer, kids. Try it again. Now, just noticed the CPU dropped about 15%. I was like, let's try it right now. Yeah, and it looks like that worked much faster. It's like, if CPU is high, the loading takes a lot longer. All right, now let's initialize player data. Let's send that across. That means this text should go away. The text that you're seeing up on screen. Oh, looks like the dice roller didn't go away. Shoot. The dice roller actually did not get to be finished loading, I think. It's too bad. I'll turn it off for now. Oops. Bring it back over here. Turn it off there. And now I want to go to my test panel and click on Show Sprinkles. And now I want to click on Walk Left. Nothing is happening. Well, it's got to finish this idle animation before the walk starts. Doesn't look like it's working. So why not? At least now we should be able to get our breakpoint. And we've also got a breakpoint on walk right. So let's trigger the breakpoint. I'm clicking on the walk left button. Here we are. Transition to walk. The walk command is just walk. And so we're going to the default state. Command queue is already empty. And then we're going to push the walk command. Okay, break it. When do we... Here's where we take it out in execute next command. Should I have returned from here instead? I'm wondering if I've got another problem here. So let me do a return right here. And a return there. I know this won't take effect in this edit and continue session here because we're in TypeScript. So then we're going to come in here, switch command data. There's the walk. We're going to come in here and we return there. Let's set a breakpoint here and just see where we go. Okay, so command data here is now going to be walk. Okay. And now if the state is already walking, what's walking? It's already walking is what it thinks. Yeah, I'm not getting that. That's the question, is why is that the case? All right. All right, I'm going to give this some thought, and I'm going to take a break. I may come back later this afternoon, or may return tomorrow on this. I'm going to go see who else is out there streaming. I want to say thanks to everybody. Hope you're having a good day. You're staying indoors and staying safe. Let's see who's out there. Let's go raid. Beachcasts. I'm going to send you over to Beachcast right now. Did the raid start? Yeah, there we go. There's the raid right there. All right, so say hi to Beachcast for me, and we will see you either later this afternoon or tomorrow. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us. Stay healthy, stay indoors, stay safe. Only get out if you have to. Wash your hands. You know the drill. Take care of yourselves, kids. We'll see you soon.